I'm sorry that it's 6:30 and this is meant to be a 7-minute presentation, but it was never going to be, so it will be a very, very short one, I promise. Last time we had Teachmeet Hampshire over at Charlie's school, I spoke about inspirational enterprise education and a topic which I did with my class that involved enterprise and then looking at money and linked out in a whole curriculum topic to that. That presentation is now on my website, my new website. And this one, I'm going to talk about inspirational movie education. Now, my plan was to be almost complete with this topic by this week, but we're doing stop motion animation, so it is not almost complete. But we're about halfway through, so I will give you a sort of idea of what the process will be. So, thank you, Tom. Okay, it all started with a book. This whole inspirational education idea started with this incredible book. If you have not read it, do read it. It is such a quick read. It's written in conversational language. It's called Inspirational Teachers, Inspirational Learners. And it is just a brilliant book made right for today in this education system. It's really, really recent. And it is all about providing children with inspirational learning opportunities right throughout the school. And it talks about enterprise education, and it talks about one of its main points is whatever you're learning, whatever you're teaching, has got to have a purpose to it. What is the point of your children doing that? And for our enterprise topic, the point was we were hosting a dinner and dance for their parents to come and see. For movies, I'll get to the point a little bit later because it's on another slide, but there is a point to it. So it all started with a book. Thank you, Tom. I've had a couple of dilemmas this year. We did Victorians, and I was like, how on earth do I make the Victorians, which was 200 years ago, relevant to now? The book, Inspirational Teachers, Inspirational Learners, suggested, what about taking a heroes and villains theme to it? And Victorian heroes and villains. I was like, fine, sorted, done. But gave me the idea. Then I came to this problem. Ancient Greeks was much more than 200 years ago, much more than 2,000 years ago. How on earth do I make that relevant to them? And actually, it started with an idea from a child. One of my kids went along to a workshop up in London where it was a movie making workshop. And he came back and he said, oh, we made movies about Hercules. I was like, ding, 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 ding. There is a learning opportunity. But then I still didn't have the point and the purpose. Well, why on earth make movies about the Greeks? And then it came to me again. I was like, well, let's have the parents in again and share their learning with the parents and invite them. That's going to come later as well. I've kind of talked to the parents now before I should. So I came up with the idea for the children are going to be mythological movie makers. And we've created in our classroom, you can go and see it's at the end of that corridor there, a display which has got a Greek column, and up the Greek column are the steps to creating a movie. The children have been split into, well, they kind of split themselves into production companies, and they have a name for their production company and they have a logo, and they're a team of 4 or occasionally 5 who are focusing on one Greek myth. They're very different Greek myths, but I haven't told them what they should do. They've looked at loads of Greek myths and chosen which one they're going to do. And now we're following processes for making stop motion animation, stop motion videos of those myths. And okay, let's move on to next one. Thank you very much. So I've managed to link so many different areas of the curriculum that we already had to cover into this topic. So ICT, there's so much ICT involved. I could go for days, but I would just want to say that it doesn't stop at video editing. They've been using PowerPoint, Payne, all the other sort of design programs to make their logo. They've been using, they're going to have to use Audacity to edit voiceovers together. There's going to be so much more than just the video editing process involved. In literacy, it's really covered our Greek myths topic that we have to do. Art and DT, there's a lot involved in it, but particularly they've made their backgrounds. Science, I'm managing to kind of link in as an add-on that won't really fit in with the movie making, but it does help us get the Greek sort of art and design. They're going to make, I bought from B&Q 34 terracotta pots at 75p each, that's pretty cheap. And they're going to paint them like Greek myth style, and they're going to paint on their myth. So they're really taking hold of this myth and it's feeding through the whole curriculum. So they're going to paint on 2 scenes from their myth with the Greek patterns as well. And in it, we have to do plants this term, so they're going to plant a plant and we're going to have them in school until they start germinating, or whatever the correct term is, which I will find out before I teach it. And then we're going to send them home with them and they're going to monitor the growth. So rather than last year, we planted a few seeds in the classroom and we watched it grow as a class 1 or 2 seeds. They're actually going to have their own pot with their own seed that they choose which flower it is, they take home and they have to look after it, and then they get to see it, real life plants growing. And some of them, like Oscar, who was sat here and did the demonstration, he loves this, so he's really looking forward to that. So it covers loads more of the curriculum than I can have got time for. Next one, Tom, thank you. And so this has become a real teamwork part of our sort of PSHE, getting on with each other, giving people roles, learning together, really taking something on as a team and running with it. And finally, yes, our purpose is that we've invited the parents in for a movie afternoon where, don't tell anyone at all, but we're going to have like popcorn out and fizzy drinks, and it will be a cinema afternoon. So we're going to create a cinema and the children are going to be able to show their movies that they've been making and working so hard on. Next on time, I think we're done. Thank you very much. So that is
do you mind if I have one more quick 5 minutes? Go on, one. So last one, looking at... Oh, you got the website, sorry. One, Tom, you go. You got to go. So one last presentation, and then we'll...
I will be really quick, I promise. I did this at the last one, and I forgot all the actual purpose of it, which was what the children actually did. I got so carried away with how excited they were and the cool videos that we did, that I actually missed out the purpose of the learning. In my school, we're very a big fan of child-led learning, which when I first started working there, pretty much meant ask the kids what they want to do, then do it, which, coming from a very formal background, really freaked me out. But I've got on board now, and I said to my kids, so kids, what should we do next half term? And they said, we want to do dinosaurs. And I went, yeah, no, we're not doing that. So they came up with loads of different ideas, and I was like, how am I going to put this all into one topic? And I think I might have been talking with my husband. For those who don't know, I am the better half of Ian. And he said, why don't you do a secret agent topic? And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. I'll go in one day, dressed in like a suit, and say, hey kids, guess what, I'm a secret agent. And he said, that is absolute rubbish. And he said something else, make it more interesting, find somebody to do it for you. So I went on Twitter, and I said, does anybody fancy being the head of a secret agent government company for me? You'd be surprised how many adults over the age of 25 actually want to do that. It's absolutely amazing. And our friend Zoe took on the role, and this is my hook into the subject.
Well, an agency run by me, Zed, with a few. Your teacher, Mrs. Addison, will now be known as Agent A, and her partner, Miss Lockwood, will now be known as Agent L. They have both been working undercover in schools, training the next generation of spies.
At this point, my
Your
kids
first
freaked
job
out.
is to create a segregated room results. These must be approved by Agent A.
Just like that.
Yeah.
You will then need to
Okay. She then goes on to say they want to create their own secret agent badge. I have stolen a couple today. And it does say these have to be worn at all times when you're in MI5 headquarters, which they did. They still hold on to now, despite the fact the topic has finished. And every day I get, have you had an email from Agent Z? I'm like, no, she's busy. I'm like, I probably should stick one in a minute. But this was, in learning terms, that was text and graphics. So they had to do that. We then, they had to create their own website, which had all their personal information on it. Don't worry, e-safety was in check. And we then got a video recording saying that these top secret profiles had been stolen by the evil Baron Ferdinand. Again, kids totally freaked out. They were like, that's got all our personal information on it. Oh, what are we going to do? And I was like, all right, chill out. We need to solve this problem. We're agents, we can do this. So Agent Z sent us another video saying he'd stolen them, but don't worry, 007 is on the case, and he's had a bit of an accident because his plane was actually missing in action. He was last found over the Indian Ocean. That video finished, and without a word of a lie, one of my kids stood up and went, "You get the atlases, you get a laptop, let's get 007 home." And I was like, cool. So I kind of sat down and they got on with it. So they then went round and found all the countries that were in the Indian Ocean, worked out which ones they could do. Great debates. One child was adamant that he'd be in a huge country because then he could get lost amongst all the people. Another child went, no, I found a country that no one's ever heard of. I can't remember what it's called, Christmas Islands or something like that. And I reckon he's there because no one ever heard of it. We then proceeded, to cut a very long story short, proceeded to follow the Baron and 007 around countries around the world while having videos and photos from the Baron and Agent Z. Me and Ian even spent one really not sunny afternoon down at Wittering in January filming 007 landing on a beach in Thailand. Kids will believe anything as long as you're not telling them. And basically the learning that we did when I was planning the topic, it was a geography/RE topic, very impressed with myself. And basically we had to follow 007 to all these countries, but we had to send him reports, which we did through movies, letters, emails, loads of different ways of communicating. And we had to learn about the country itself to help him, but we also had to learn about the religion that was the main religion in that country in order to help 007 in his travels. I have been promised by Agent Z and the Baron that they are still at large, and should the need arise, they will record another video for me. And because my kids do keep asking, I think I might shove a quick mission in before half term or something, which will. They just love it. But the website is missionimprobable.co.uk if you want to have a look at it. Even if you just got a bored 5 minutes and you want to look at the videos, because they are hysterical. Agent Z is an absolute legend, as is the Baron. But thank you very much. I did bring these, I promised the kids I'd show them. I didn't do topic books. I actually spent a lot of money, which I went to loads of trouble for, buying proper mission folders, which is what the children put all their work in. Everything had to be done with top secret labels on it, so no one looked at it. But they really liked the fact that this was like a real secret agent file, and it wasn't just stuck into a book that then they get to take home at the end, because I still got them, they're classified, and I have had to sign them out, and we'll have to sign them back in tomorrow.
I just want to say thank you all for coming. I hope you've taken something away from this evening. That's what it's all about, really, sharing ideas. I'm sure
I'm saying
there's
5
loads.
stars tomorrow.
Exactly. Some great things, and hopefully we've inspired you. So thank you for coming, and thank you, Ian, because I know you did a lot of them.
And thank you for everyone at St James for the cakes and for and the children that have gone.
Amazing. Just bringing your glasses and stuff back to the end, and maybe stuffing some chairs. That'd be fantastic. But thank you very much.
You don't need to quite so much. So that's it.
There's a job for one. There's a job for one.